Hi, and thanks for taking a few minutes to watch today's Connect video. It's Tuesday, July 7th, 2026. And my name is Steve Van Clay. I'm the lead pastor here at Canyon del Oro Bible Church here in Oro Valley, Arizona, just barely north of Tucson. In today's video, I'm going to talk about sports and God. Now, I realize not everyone's a sports fan, so don't click off here if you're not a sports fan. But this will cover some things that I think you'll find helpful, I hope. But I do realize many people are sports fans. In our culture, sports is one of the gods of our culture, along with entertainment and pleasure and leisure or hobbies. The 2026 World Cup is, it's obviously going on right now. It is one of the largest, if not, it's probably the largest sporting event in the world, possibly in history. More than 7 million fans attending the actual matches in person. Billions of people will watch around the world. It's estimated that the final match, about 1.5 billion people will tune in for that. I think the Super Bowl, you get about 250 million, 270 million, something like that. And this will be 1.5 billion, so you can get a sense of the magnitude of this worldwide. Now, why are sports so popular? That's a question maybe to think about. Well, it's about more than just the game, the competition. Sports brings out a full variety of the human emotion, which is part of watching and even playing in a game, in a sport. Excitement and anxiety, anger, joy, intensity, satisfaction, disappointment, anticipation, uncertainty, all those things are the emotions you feel throughout watching a game or a match. Sports also is a way to bring people together who normally wouldn't be together, so it does that also. Now, the World Cup is a worldwide soccer tournament that's held every 4 years. It's the largest, as I mentioned, the largest sporting event, and holds the attention and interest of more people all throughout the world than any other event that you'll see. But there's a downside to sports. Our excitement and interest in sports can turn into an idol, a form of worship almost, if we're not careful, if we're not intentional. What do I mean specifically? Well, there's some indicators, I think, that can help you determine, is your fandom becoming an idol? Is it getting out of balance in your life? So I want to cover 3 indicators here and then give you a couple of things that might help. So first of all, the first indicator is your emotions. When your emotions are so tied to the game or the match that your mood is good, happy, and positive because your team won, or your mood is sad, angry, you're short with people, you're rude, you're harsh because your team lost. It changes everything. Some people are nervous and so jittery before a big game that their mood is so edgy and touchy that people avoid them because they're so unpredictable. They're so on edge. So how do you react to your team's performance? Do you identify so much with your team that you include yourself when talking about your team? Oh, we had a great game. I think we'll win this week. Think about the we. Are you playing with them? When a game moves beyond entertainment and it dictates or controls your mood and your emotions, that is where you've gone into a problem. Second thing, your priorities. Your priorities. Is going to the game or watching the game a priority over a lot of other areas of your life? Better question, does your sports fandom, does it take priority over your spouse, your kids, or your job, or your worship? Does your family pay a price for your fandom? Are you off limits when the game is on? Don't bother me. Philippians 2 says this, let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others. Now, I understand the desire here to have an escape from everyday life, to enjoy the game. Sports offers that. But there's a fine line between enjoying the game and getting a little bit of a break from the rest of life, and the game costing you, or better, costing your family a certain price. The psalmist writes in Psalm 90, "So teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom." For the Christian, do you ever prioritize the game over worship or over other family events, key friendships maybe? You'll miss church, but you'll never miss the game? That seems like that's a little bit out of whack. Number 3, your example. What kind of an example are you setting as you watch or talk about sports? Now, if you're a parent, now dads, I want to talk to you since this is mostly a men's issue, but not exclusively, but mostly a men's issue. What kind of an example are you setting for your kids as they watch you and hear you as you're watching the game or match? Are they seeing Christ in you, or are they seeing something or someone else? What about your coworkers? What kind of an example do you set in the workplace as the game is talked about? If you're at the game, are you just yelling at the ref, yelling at the players, saying things you don't normally say? Are you yelling things that represent Christ well or not? All right, those are 3 things. Now I'll give you a couple takeaways that I think can maybe bring some balance in. First takeaway is consume sports without being consumed. Now, I've been a sports fan since I was a little kid. I played sports my entire life. I'm a really competitive person. And I love the challenge of sports, of getting better, improving the skill that a sport requires, which is one of the reasons I love golf, the challenge of it, the competition of it. I noticed years ago, though, that my emotions were starting to dictate my enjoyment of either playing the sport or watching, and that didn't make a lot of sense to me. You know, why is I allowing a group of athletes and coaches who I don't really know at all? Why was I allowing them to determine, how my day was going to go or how my evening was going to go? There's enough challenges in life, enough challenges that can rob you of joy from day to day and steal you away from relationships. I wasn't going to let some team determine my day and my level of joy. So I've had to learn how to enjoy. It's a learned skill, really, in a sense. I've had to learn how to enjoy sports without sports consuming me. I actually enjoy watching games more now because I'm in control of my mood. It's a true joy or pleasure, enjoyment, not something that everything's resting on. My emotions don't rest on the game. I stay in control of those, and it's been a really healthy thing for me and a more enjoyable thing for me and probably for my wife too. Number 2, enjoy sports in a healthy proportion. So some men can be more devoted to their team and to their games than to their wife or their family. This is really about controlling your appetites and controlling your emotions, keeping your priorities in the right order. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 says, "For everything there's a season, and a time for every matter under heaven." The United States lost their game to Belgium last night in the World Cup, so I'm guessing we're going to see the amount of excitement about the World Cup kind of fizzle down now. But there's a big challenge coming up for Super Bowl 2027. The Super Bowl in 2027 is on February 14th. Yes, that's right. It's a Valentine's Day Super Bowl. How's that going to work out for you? Is that a conflict of the two loves of your life? And what love is more powerful? Enjoy going to the games and watching games on TV. Enjoy being a fan without sports dominating your life. Make sure sports is a blessing to your life, that it adds a richness to your life and to your family's life and to your spouse's life. Make sure it does not become a problem or a difficulty. Here's the article that I used in preparation for the video. It just spurred some thinking that I had on this, so you can check that out at gospelcoalition.org. Hey, thanks for taking a few minutes to connect with me here today. Hope you can join us this coming Sunday as we continue our series here at the church, Retro Gospel. It's a walk through the letter of Paul to the Galatians, the churches in southern Galatia, that region. This is sermon number 10 of 14 coming up. Service times are 9:15 or 11 o'clock. So we'd love to have you join us here and be a part of those services. If you can't be here in person, live stream is available. To watch the live stream, you can go to our website, cdobible.org. You can go to that website on Sunday morning. There's a link there. You can click on that, or go straight to our YouTube channel. When you go to YouTube, go to youtube.com, of course, and then search out Canyon del Oro Bible Church. Click on our logo and subscribe, and then join us via the live stream. Hey, thanks again for watching. I pray you have an amazing week, and I pray you're a blessing to everyone that you meet. Bye-bye.